morning, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Lincoln Kenobi. And before we get started, guys, please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. Would appreciate that very, very much. All right, let's get into this. So, my apologies, everybody, for missing out yesterday. I have a heck of a day yesterday. My dogs, unfortunately, they got sick. It was basically the house was a whole entire mess. And I don't want to describe it to you guys, but it was a mess. And I was this close to paying an arm and a leg to taking the dogs to putting them in the hospital, and I was like, no way. So I had a couple of advices to use, and I did remember one that I should have done that time, but I did it last night. I gave them rice, to try to help smoothen their stomachs out a bit and everything. But I'm hoping in the future they don't try to eat too much dirt. That's the bottom line that what happened. They ate so much dirt, and, it happens, Mo. But I got to make sure that they don't try to do that again. But anyways, everything is good. Everything is well. So I am going to be I'm doing a stream today, but I am giving you a heads up that tomorrow I won't be able to do a stream. I won't be able to do any videos. Maybe a short video while I'm doing my walking is because I am getting ready to go to Orlando on Wednesday. So I have to prep my vehicle to get it ready to go on the trip. So without further ado, let's get this party started. So our first, let me make sure if I'm in the videos right. Okay, we're there. All right, our first topic of the day is going to be here. Snoop Dogg partners with GLAAD on Pride-centric song for kids after railing against same-sex parents in light years. Spreading love and respect is what real gangsters do. Now, if you remember, Snoop Dogg, he kind of criticized against why would women do this? Why would people do this? How would a woman and a woman have a child? That would be weird and strange, And even his grandson went to the theater and he even asked that question. How did that happen? How did they do that? And he's like confused. He was just like, I can't answer that question right now. I'm here to watch the movie. Let's watch it. But he did say things right, that it was wrong for them to put this kind of stuff in the movie and everything like that. But then, of course, he got attacked. And then he got threatened that he would lose his job in The Voice and all that. So, of course, he apologized to the far-left weirdos and all them. And now he's doing this. Snoop Dogg, bro. I knew you were just a coward. So, this is the show that he is talking about right here, Doggyland. This is his first showing and everything and all. And he put the music video in this kid's song. So let's take a listen to this. But I gotta tell you, man, it was painful to listen. But I'll put you guys to listen to it together. Here we go.
Doggyland, yeah!
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Our parents are different, no two are the same. But the one thing that's for certain is the love won't change. Families are special, they are so unique. Everybody's got a purpose.
Like I said, it is very painful to listen, dude. But I'm just checking my status on YouTube to make sure that if I don't get copy striked on this, I'm just making sure that I don't, So
More than what you see. We love your parents, we love your soul. We appreciate you, you ought to know. We love our family, we love our friends. What makes us special is that we're different, different. Love is love, love is love, love is love, love is love.
to have the nerve to putting that kind of song in a kid's show, saying that we are different no matter what, we still love you. It's like, it's gotten worse, man. It is getting a bit worse, especially for Netflix, bro. Especially for Netflix. I'm not gonna play no more of this, but I'm sure you guys get the idea of where I'm going at right now. So, and as you see right now, see, this is him. This is him weeks ago when he was talking about it. And he was talking about it in Jimmy Fallon. He was talking about it in another network, bro. And it's just, and now he changes his mind that he wants to like not be hated, you know, especially when you're putting this kind of stuff in kids' shows, you know. And like I said, bro, this is just gone. It's gone way too far, bro. This thing has gone way too far. But sooner or later, it will die out, man. Sooner or later, this thing will die out because they're gonna realize that if they put this kind of stuff in kids' shows, bro, parents will fight back against this. And I hope the parents are doing this because I mean, look, who would want a guy dressed as a woman to go in a woman's locker room? Who would like a man dressed up as a woman to go to children events and read them stories and all that? It's like I said before. God created a man and woman. Science and mentalism created transgenderism. When will it stop? When will it end? You know? So, let's continue on the next one. Now, speaking of which, this one, very bad. Netflix's Countess of Monte Cristo. Now, Countess turns a literary legend into another female empowerment experiment. So, Netflix has not learned their lesson yet. They have not learned. They're just like Disney. They have not learned their lesson. So, what are they doing? They're doing the same thing that Disney does. Again, if you guys remember the movie and the story, The Count of Monte Cristo, about Dantes, who got framed for something that he did not do because he didn't know what he was reading because he didn't know how to read at first. And his good friend right here, he set him up for something that he didn't want to he didn't commit. He lost everything. He lost his fiancée. He lost his home, his family, his reputation, and everything. And then, of course, to fast forward it, he got his revenge. You know, he got his revenge. But it's a very good story, and it's a real good movie. It stars Guy Pearce and Jim Caviezel. I recommend you guys to watch this movie. I recommend it. You're going to love it. But Netflix, on the other hand, they are making this into a female protagonist. And they're naming it, and their name is Alexandra Domas. I don't know why. I really don't know why they're doing this, bro. They have not learned, man. Netflix has not learned their lesson, man. And they did this with Cleopatra, having a black female with diversity, having a black female being Cleopatra. And it's like I said, dude. And here's Netflix's charts right now, how it looks. Netflix charts is not looking great. It is not looking great right now. And this is past October 2nd. So I don't know how it is right now, but I can tell you it's not looking good because a lot of people have dropped out of this dropped out of Netflix. it's like this, bro. You're putting woke identity nonsense in kids' TV shows, and now you're trying to do women representation in shows that have a story of a male character and turning it into a female protagonist. It's like, what are we doing? Have you guys learned yet, bro? Are you guys, is Netflix ever gonna learn that if you go woke, you're gonna go broke? And you will. And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen sooner or later. Let me check on the chat pages, see how we're looking like. All right, so let's continue on to the next topics. I hope everyone enjoys this video. Appreciate that. So here we go on our next one. Master Universe's Synopsis reveals potential spoiler details about He-Man's new origin story. So I will say this. The reason why they're throwing out this new origin story right now is because, of course, it's going to be based in Earth again. Basically, He-Man is in Eternia. He was fighting against Skeletor and something went wrong. And then, of course, he left his mother, put him in a pod, fleeing Eternia. And then something went wrong in between. And he lost his sword, probably his memory, of course. Didn't remember who he was. And then eventually he turned back into He-Man, remembered everything who he was, and fought against Skeletor and saved the day. So, like I said, dude, I am a fan of the He-Man Master Universe series, and I know there was a bit of controversy against Camila Mendez and Idris Elba. I totally get that, bro. I totally get that from the fans. But we got to give it the benefit of the doubt. We have to give this a benefit of the doubt. Even despite if they did it again based on Earth. But I've been reading about it, and there's been a lot of good promise and good progress on this movie. So, I'm looking forward to it. It's coming out next year. So let's take a read of this article, and you guys let me know what you guys think. So, in excitement for Amazon MGM's live-action Master Universe continues to increase, longtime He-Man fans remain eager to learn how the movie will put a new spin on Eternia as a colorful cast of characters. Just making sure if I was on there. Said photos showing Nicholas Galitz's He-Man wandering around Earth in street clothes have already raised eyebrows. Yeah. It's like I said, we've already had this version of He-Man when going to Earth and then coming back to Eternia. That was on the 1984 version with Dolph Lundgren playing He-Man. And look, I don't know why they went with this direction, because you could have just done the perfect origin story about He-Man, about Adam becoming becoming He-Man, and then fighting against Skeletor. If you watch He-Man, the Master Universe, the 2002 version, that would have been the perfect story to start with. That would have been the perfect story. Guaranteed. However, it's previously been reported that a 10-year-old Prince Adam crash landed on Earth in a spaceship, separating him from his power sword. Many fans queried why he be in a spaceship, and we've seen conflicting reports about that, including him possibly being sent away from the royal palace while it was being attacked. That made sense because Adam's mother, Queen Marlena, was an astronaut who arrived on Eternia from Earth, which is true. Which is very true. But, I mean, I wish they did not go with that, bro. But here we go. So here it is right here, the report. As a child, Prince Adam is left stranded in a space in an accident. He loses his power sword, and years later, upon returning to Eternia, he discovers that becoming He-Man depends not only on physical strength, but also on accepting fate, believing in friendship and courage, in the face of darkness. So He-Man wasn't sent to Earth Superman style, and instead returns to his mother's home by other means. Perhaps the Queen was trying to take her son home to escape the dangers on Eternia, only for something to go horribly wrong in the process. Hopefully, we'll get some additional updates on this soon. So, yeah, like I said, dude, I mean, I just wish they did not go with this direction, bro. I really wish they didn't. But I mean, everything what I've been seeing behind the scenes, the photos, the sets, and what these actors are doing to committing themselves, I think it's gonna look good. I think it'll be better than the original He-Man movie. So we'll see, man. We shall see. We shall see. So I'm hoping for it. I'm wishing it the best of luck. So let's get on the next topic at hand. Evil Dead Bird wraps production. Hunter Dohan deals with a deadite in first BDS teaser. So yes, Dead Evil Burn was in production for the longest time for a while after Dead Evil Rise. Which, by the way, if you guys haven't watched Dead Evil Rise, I recommend you guys go watch it. It is a good movie. All right, guys, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom, so bear with me, guys. I'm gonna take myself off the camera and the volume. All right, so I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, man. Oh, my stomach, man. Jeez, that's what happens when you have some good morning coffee. All right, so let's get back to the thing. Let's check out some chat pages. How we looking? See if anyone's on here. Yeah, just checking out some chat pages before we get started again. All right, let's continue on the article. So yeah, like I said, if you guys have never watched Evil Dead Rise, I do recommend you do so. It's a real good movie. So let's read about this. Evil Dead director Sebastian Vanasek announced that filming was underway on his horror spin-off on September 5th. Warner Brothers has now revealed that principal photography has already been wrapped, and the official Evil Dead social media accounts have also shared its first teaser, which features behind-the-scenes footage of star Hunter Dohan defending himself against a Deadite presumably attack in extremely brutal fashion. Hunter Dohan. Let me see what he looks like. Dohan. Let me take a look real quick. Hunter Dohan. Let's see who he is. Oh, okay, I know this guy, yeah. All right, interesting. All right, interesting cast choice. So let's read a little bit about this and see this part right here. It does a really beautiful job of trying in the lore from the whole franchise and bringing it into this new film. Sebastian is incredible. His first feature is really visceral and brutal, so he's kind of the perfect next director to play in the Evil Dead world. So here we go with this.
Take one.
Action.
Wow. Yeah, man. I mean, it looks it's gonna be brutal. I'm gonna guess because if you know the Evil Dead franchise, it's Sam Raimi was the creator of this franchise, and it starred Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams. He and his group went to this cabin and discovered this book, the Book of the Dead. And once one of his friends read the passages of the book, all hell broke loose by demons taking over people's bodies and making them do terrible things and everything. And Ash Williams was the only one that survived the horror in the first the Evil Dead movie. And then the Evil Dead 2, it felt it was a remake of Evil Dead 1, but in a little funnier, gorier way and everything. And then it came Army of Darkness. And after that, years later, we had an Ash vs. Evil Dead television series that only did up to last 3 seasons. And it was a good season. I enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed it. So I recommend you guys watch Ash vs. Evil Dead also, bro. And then, of course, we had Evil Dead Rise and everything. That was the latest of the production. And now we have Evil Dead Burn. So I believe it's got some promise. So I am looking forward to it. Let me see if we got more that we can read about. I think. Yeah, let's read this part right here. Plot details are a mystery. It's probably safe to assume that somebody will read the Necronomicon and unleash a bloodthirsty demon or two. But we do know that the movie will also star Sohelia Jacob, Lucien Buckingham, and Tandy Wright. Vanasek made his feature directorial debut with Vermin, aka Infested, which focused on the residents on a rundown French apartment building attempting to survive when an army of venomous rapidly reproducing spiders invade. The movie garnered a lot of acclaim and won Best Picture and Best Director in its North American premiere at Fantastic Fest. It was also invited to the Sitges Film Festival, where it earned a nomination for Best Motion Picture and won a special jury prize. Earlier last year, we got word that Venasek has been enlisted to co-write and helm the then untitled project, which was described as a spin-off. This indicated that the movie would not be a direct sequel to Lee Cronin's Evil Dead Rise, but there may still be some connection. I told the studio that I wanted to make a nasty film, a film that hurts, from which you come away tested. I'm going to put all the horror I have inside. It will be cathartic, and if I haven't ruined my career and I continue to make films behind it, I will move on to something other than horror. There's also a second spin-off movie in the works from Francis Galuppi, The Last Stop in Yuma County. So, this is the Evil Dead Rise movie and everything. And like I said, dude, it was pretty good. I was very impressed by it. So, I do recommend you guys watch that. I really do recommend it. All right. So let's get on to our next topics at hand here. Here we go. Avengers Doomsday Rider wants Glen Powell as Nova. Now, Glen Powell said that he never wanted to do any superhero movies. That he wanted to do just regular movies and everything and just play it out. Because, you know, sometimes it's not meant for a lot of good actors and everything. Now, Glen Powell, he's done a very good job in his roles. He's done a very terrific job. I liked him in Top Gun, and I liked him in Twisters. I really did. So, I do hope that this Running Man movie that he does is going to be good. I will be watching that movie. Now, just to let you guys know, Running Man is not based off of Arnold Schwarzenegger's take of the movie. It's not a remake. Running Man is going to be based off of Stephen King's books this time. Now, in the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, they did take pieces of the movie, which is the main story and the characters. But this one is going to be by the book. By the actual book. So, but anyways, let's take a look at what is going on with Nova. Avengers Doomsday writer Michael Walden thinks Glen Powell would make a great addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Nova. Waldron, who also wrote Loki and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, dropped the comment while appearing on a binge-worthy podcast where he was asked who he could see as Marvel's next cosmic hero. He'd be a pretty good Nova, referring to Powell, the Top Gun Maverick and Twister star. Waldron and Powell recently worked together on Hulu's Chad Power series, which Walden wrote and produced. The show clearly left an impression, and Waldron now seems eager to see Powell don the Nova Corps' helmet in the MCU. Now, Nova, he is a cosmic Avenger in space, and I don't know. I don't know. I only know little about him. His power so far that I've seen is he flies really fast, like as cosmic as possible. And I found that out in the when I had the Amazing Spider-Man issues, when it was the greatest team up of all. And that greatest team up of all was Spider-Man with the Punisher, Thrasher, Moon Knight, Darkhawk, and Nova, I believe. I think that was it. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. That was totally it. And it was the greatest team up I ever seen, man. I've read that issue many times, and I loved it. Entirely loved it. But like I said, dude, so the long road to Nova in the MCU. Marvel has been trying to bring Nova to screens for years. Initially, Moon Knight writer Sabir Pirzada was developing a Disney Plus series centered on Richard Rider, the original Nova, Then Ed Bernilio was brought on board as showrunner, with the series compared to Battlestar Galactica and Star Trek. However, it seems that development was stalled. Yeah, it did. It really did stall. Because what they were trying to do was, instead of having Richard Rider to being the Nova person, they decided to change it a bit, to putting it as an offspring or another character to play Nova. And you know, it just didn't work out. It really did not work out. Now, to see Glenn Powell playing Nova, maybe it would work. I don't know. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But let's see if Glenn Powell does change his mind, if he would do it. But if I were him, bro, look, right now, superhero movies, they have not been hot lately, bro. They have not been that good. Marvel and DC, they've been a total wreck right now because of what they're doing to themselves. It's putting woke identity politics in this. And I think right now would not be the best time to being a superhero. So I do hope Glenn Powell does not take that role. But if he does, I wish him the best of luck. I do wish him the best. So, our next topic right now we're going to be talking about is this. Zack Snyder sparks DCU shakeup with Henry Cavill Superman Instagram post. The DC universe has become a wild mess, bro. It is becoming a wild, wild mess. Ever since what happened to Zack Snyder when he left Justice League because due to family situation and everything, Josh Whedon took over the Justice League movie, and it turned out to be crap. Josh Whedon took some of his cuts away and decided to put his own take, making it like an Avengers movie, which to me, Avengers and Justice League are totally two different characters. They should have never have done that, but they wrecked it. They wrecked it very badly, bro. So ever since that happened, a couple of the Justice League movies have not done very well. I mean, Blue Beetle did not do well in the box office. The Flash movie was a big disappointment. A real big disappointment in that movie because it was the worst CGI in history. The worst. You know, the only good thing about that movie was Michael Keaton being back as Batman. That was the only good thing about it. But everything else was just a complete, utter disaster. Especially with Ezra Miller, bro. So, let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. So you have Zack Snyder putting a post right here showing that Henry Cavill is Superman. And to be honest, he is Superman, dude. James Gunn made the worst choice in history. Now, I like David Corenswet as Superman. I like him. He's a good actor. He did a good part playing Superman. But it's just that I feel sorry for David Corenswet, man, because right now his Superman movie has not been doing well. It did not do well in the box office. And not only that, it did not do well in the viewers in HBO Max. It did not do well. So it was a total wreck. It was a total wreck, the movie, man. The story literally sucked. You know? That was the main thing. The story sucked. But yeah, man, like I said, this is unbelievable, dude. So, yeah, man, I mean, I really, I don't know what they were thinking, bro, because, of course, James Gunn took over the DCU, and ever since Superman failed, he stepped away from his other projects, the God and Monsters idea, by bringing in the movie Waller, The Authority, Swamp Thing, and and some other characters, even the television series Paradise Lost, I don't think they're going to come into fruition because since the movie is failing and that right now Warner Brothers is trying to sell some stuff and everything, Paramount and Comcast have been on the case in determining who's going to take Warner Brothers. Now, of course, Paramount failed the first bid in the Warner Bros. Discovery merger. So Comcast, I don't know. I don't think they haven't made an offer yet. I've been looking into these articles and nothing yet has showed up. But it's like this. James Gunn has been told, has been said that if Paramount, only Paramount, I don't know about Comcast, but if Paramount takes over the Warner Brothers Discovery and some of its assets, James Gunn's done. He's out of the MCU. That's why he's in a rush trying to get his Supergirl movie out there and the Man of Tomorrow out there. But I got a feeling they're not going to do well in the box office. I just got a bad feeling about it. Now, Lanterns is coming out next year. I'm looking forward to the Lantern series. But the problem is, Bo, when you got James Gunn trying to be involved with every single project, it's eventually going to fail, bro. Eventually. Because I watched Peacemaker Season 2. I loved Season 1. Season 1, to me, was the best. I loved it, Season 1. But Season 2, it did not work. It did not work out. So, it was a total wreck. So, Zack Snyder was told that if he wanted to come back doing another DC movie, he would eventually be doing The Dark Knight Returns. Now, if Zack Snyder does return, he does want to do another take on Batman. Now, the only question is, he doesn't know if he's going to either get Ben Affleck to come back as Batman, if he convinces him, or if he's going to or he will find someone else to play Batman. But right now, for me, frankly, I think I do hope that if he does come back and if he does The Dark Knight, he better stay true to the books. He better stay true, because if he doesn't, bro, people are going to be pissed off with him, bro. But as for Henry Cavill, man, he had an opportunity to play Superman again, bro, because he was in the Black Adam movie in the end of the movie. And James Gunn blew it. James Gunn blew the big gun on this, man. But there you go, man. But Henry Cavill right now, so far, he's doing the Highlander reboot movie. And he's also going to be doing the Warhammer 40,000 series. So I do wish Henry Cavill the best of luck, bro. I do wish him the best. So, but I really do miss him being Superman, bro. I really do. So, it is sad that what happened, bro. It is very sad. All right, let's get on to the next topic at hand here. Let's get on to the next topics. All right. Let's check so far. Are we looking? Horizon Dawn movie update reveals filming start date. Now, I did not know. I heard a long time ago that they were going to do a Horizon Zero Dawn movie. I love the games. The games are good. There's a good story and everything about Aloy, who is different. But in the end, she became a true hero, a true legend. And I do hope that they do find the right actress to do the role. And I do hope they find someone that's very attractive, in my book. So let's take a read at the updates so far, what we got. According to the new court filing, Sony, in its ongoing lawsuit against Tencent over the game Light of Mortarion, which Sony alleges is a clone of Horizon Zero Dawn. More information about the planned movie was revealed. Specifically, head of PlayStation Productions, Assad Quizblash, I guess that's what it is, noted in a legal document that Horizon Zero Dawn's script was already done. On top of the script being done, the document also said that Sony was ready to begin filming sometime next year, with a planned release date of 2027 for the movie. We are in development for the film based on Horizon in partnership with Columbia Pictures. We already have a working script and are actively searching for a director, with the goal of shooting the picture in 2026 and releasing in 2027. The live-action film follows the recent collaborations between Columbia Pictures and PlayStation Productions on the 2022 film Uncharted and the 2023 film Gran Turismo. So far, little is known about the Horizon Zero Dawn movie, like just what they'll be bringing from the two games into a potential movie. Casting for the film has not yet been revealed, so it's unclear who will star in the upcoming movie. So right now they got a script done right now so far, but they have not found a director or their cast members. So we'll see, man. But like I said, dude, Horizon Zero Dawn is a real good movie. The last thing we need is for them is to ruin the movie, bro. And I really hope they do it right. I really hope so. So let's take a look at a couple more articles. We got a couple more articles left to read. And then I'm going to give you my review, my take on Splinter Cell Death Watch. Dune 3, Timothée Chalamet shares exciting new photo. So the third movie of Dune, you have Chalamet, who shared a photo of his progress on the Dune 3 movie, and this is where they're at right now. And this looks pretty nice, especially when they're in the middle of the desert. So this is based off of Frank Herbert's 1969 novel Dune Messiah. So like I said, Part 1 and Part 2 were pretty good movies, man. Part 1 and Part 2 were pretty good. So I do hope that this story one does very well in the movies. And I believe it's coming out when? Let me see when it's reported. Let's check that out. Let's see. Okay. It is coming out next year on December of next year. So I will keep an eye on more news when this movie's going to be in. This movie, how it does so far. I will keep an eye on that I promise. Now, everybody's been excited about this. How to Train Your Dragon 2 gets exciting filming update from Mason Thames. Now, Jesus, my bad. Now, How to Train Your Dragon movie is the same story. It's the same story, but they put it in real life. And a lot of people got very upset that Nicole Parker was cast as Astrid instead of having to find a Norwegian actress to play Astrid. But I didn't mind that at all. I believe Nicole Parker has done very well, you know. And when I went to go see this movie, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this movie a lot, dude. I really enjoyed it. You know, I'm looking forward to Part 2, you know. So, I really do hope that this movie does well, man. I really do hope so. So, let's look at the updates of what we got so far on this take. The upcoming live-action remake of the 2014 serves as a sequel onto this year's How to Train Your Dragon. Dean Belois helmed a remake of his 2010 animated fantasy movie that followed the bond between a young Viking named Hiccup and a dragon named Toothless in a society that fears these powerful creatures. So far, at New York Comic Con 2025, Coming Soon spoke with Thames on his ongoing press tour for two movies coming out in October. He stars in the horror movie Black Phone 2 releasing October 17th, which already came out, and I heard that movie flopped very badly. And I looked at Tyrone Magnus's take on it, and he said that it was really bad. That it was really bad, bro. So, and Colin Hoover romance novel turned movie Regretting You, which releases on October 24th, which is this coming week. Thames revealed that right after his press tour wraps up for the two films, he will fly to London to begin shooting How to Train Your Dragon 2. This suggests that How to Train Your Dragon 2 will likely begin filming in the late October to early November of 2025. I get about 3 days and then I go. 3 days is enough to pack and get one night, good night's rest, and then I'm off, and I'm so excited for that. The How to Train Your Dragon live-action remake from this year's star Mason Thames has Hiccup, Nicole Parker as Astrid, Gerald Butler as Stoic, The Vast, Nick Frost as Gobber the Belch, Gabrielle Hall as Snolot, Julian Dennison as Fishlegs, Brown James as Roughnut, Harry Trevelyan as Toughnut, and Peter Sefra-Knopwitz as Spit-Out. I can't pronounce the names, man. It's weird. So, it is set to release on June 11th of 2027. So, I do wish this movie the best. I do wish it the best of luck. So, we'll see. We'll see. So, that's going to be it for the articles right now. So, I do appreciate you guys. If you guys watch this very much, it would be a great. But now, let's take on my review on Splinter Cell Death Watch. So, I saw the show. It took me 2 days to finish watching it. I finished watching it yesterday. You know, I started watching it on Friday because I found out that it was coming for a second season. So I said, you know what? Let me watch this show and see what I think. I really liked it. I really liked this. It was pretty good. Good action. It was the creator. It was the producer that did John Wick. He's in this movie. He's in this, doing this. And I watched it and I loved it. Now, this is based after the Splinter Cell games that we know. This is based after it. And let me tell you, man, it was pretty good. Now, I had a black female chick that was also an agent, but her story that she was in love with her partner and everything, and her partner got killed brutally, and she swore revenge. She put herself into taking revenge on them. And of course, Sam is trying to teach her that you'll get your chance. You just have to be patient for it. But of course, she got a little reckless. But in the end, she got what she wanted. But of course, in his take, in his part, he is the same. The same old Sam Fisher, bro. And two, of course, he is old. He is old. So he's not how he used to be in back, if you remember, the games and everything, because let me tell you, I love Splinter Cell, and I can show you right here that I have the games. So I beat it part one. And I started playing part 2 and everything. But let me tell you, this was one of my first games that I got when I first got the original Xbox. When I first got the original Xbox, this was my first game. This was one of my first games I got. Now, the other two that I got was Indiana Jones, The Emperor's Tomb, and Halo Combat Evolved. And let me tell you, man, those games were good. Those were the best, especially Splinter Cell. I liked the Splinter Cell 1, Splinter Cell 2, Splinter Cell 3. The Double Agent, I was not very fond of it, you know. I was not very fond of it. Now, Splinter Cell Conviction was good. And then I played Splinter Cell Blacklisted, which Blacklisted was kind of like a remake of the original Splinter Cell games. But it was fine. But like I said, dude, I really enjoyed the Splinter Cell franchise. So, this show was pretty good. I really liked it. Too bad that they were like short, because the longest length of a show was 27 minutes long, and the shortest was 20 minutes. So I will say this right now. It's got a second season approval, and it's probably going to get production, and it's going to probably get done by next year, which I'm hoping it does. So I'm looking forward to Splinter Cell. And yes, unfortunately, it is on Netflix. But I am watching now. I have Netflix because because I watch other shows that I like to watch. Like, I still got to finish watching Wednesday. I still got to finish watching it. So, and I read that it got approved for a third season. So, congrats to Jenna Ortega, bro. Congrats to her. But anyways, if you guys have not watched Splinter Cell yet, take a good watch at it. And if you like it, or if you don't, just let me know in the comments below what you guys think. What you guys think of it, you know? So, that's going to be it for my videos. I do appreciate you guys very, very much for being here, bro. If those of you that did not make it and want to watch it, please do so. And please leave me a comment below and a like and see what you guys think. So please, by all means, share this video, post a comment below, let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you all for watching this video. Thank you all for being part of the channel. And I hope to see you next time. And as a reminder, tomorrow I will not be able to do any streaming because I got to get my vehicle ready to go to Orlando on Wednesday. And Wednesday, I promise you guys that I will, depending on the Geeks and Gamers, if whatever game they're going to play, I'm going to start doing a stream on Ninja Gaiden 4. But if I don't start the stream on that day, I will definitely start it up on Thursday morning. Because Thursday and Friday during the day, I want to focus on playing games. That's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on playing the games. I want to have my fun and everything. And maybe Friday, maybe Saturday when I get home and everything, I'll probably discuss articles that I've missed and everything. Maybe. But I'm looking forward to my event that I'm going to. So just a reminder, Wednesday I will be in Orlando. Thursday night I will be in Halloween Horror Nights in City Walk and Universal Studios. And then on Friday night I will be at Epic Universe. And I will be live on those 2 days. So that's going to be it for my video. So thank you all so much. And I hope to see you guys until